Hello and welcome. My name is Catherine. I'm your procurement guide navigating public procurement in Canada. Thought today we'd have a little bit of a coffee chat just to give a little bit of insight into who I am and what I've been in procurement for over 30 years, the last 22 plus years with the public sector in Canada. I've worked with provincial government proper, uh, public sector entities like in the health sector, municipalities, advanced education, and I've worked with the federal government as well. So I've worked with a variety of organizations in the public sector. So I've been kind of throughout teaching, writing articles, doing the work. And I've been in and out of consulting throughout my career. Part of the reason I went into consulting was flexibility. I was moving, or I had a child, or I just had some health issues that I just felt I was calling in sick too often. It was easier for me to work from home and have the flexibility, or travel, or pick up my child from school. So I found consulting and temporary positions were better for me. Also, the type of work I like is problem solving. So I find consulting or a temporary specific project based assignment suit me better. So that's why I've been doing consulting so often. And I've had a number of people reach out to me and go, how do I get into consulting? And I would say, number one, look at why you would want to consult and what are your values, because it may sound great that I have the flexibility, but that's because flexibility is something I value more than the security of a steady paycheck. And so you have to know your values and what is more important to you. If you want to know when your money's coming in on a set date, or you can't plan for highs and lows in your income, consulting might not be for you. Whereas if you value flexibility, as I did in my case, I had the flexibility to travel or work from home or work from wherever I was. I had the flexibility to drop my child off at school and pick him up from school or keep him home when he was sick. I had the flexibility of working when I felt most productive. One of the hardest things I find is working within the hours of 8 to 5 and being productive during only those hours. My brain doesn't quite work that way. By 2 p.m., I'm just done. But I wake up early. And sometimes at 6 a.m., I just am in the flow. So that is one of the reasons why I found consulting easier for me, because I worked when I was productive, as long as I'm producing the work, and then I charge by the hour. Versus as an employee, I always had this anxiety around producing within those hours. So again, it's what you value and how it might work for you. Now, there's a variety of ways of getting into consulting. And if you're going to establish your own business, I'm not your small business advisor. I would expect that you would go look to your provincial small business one stop, small business BC, or whatever small business advisory services there are in your province. Getting into consulting when you're still just starting out, one of the quick ways is to reach out to an organization that already holds a standing offer, standing agreement with the government. So there are a number of firms that are on various standing offers and standing agreements that the government will post, or qualified lists. And if you're a subcontractor to them, it's a first step in getting into consulting, because you're merely providing them your resume and your experience of projects, and they're the ones doing the proposal writing and the invoicing and those types of administrative things that you may not be ready for yet. But it's a way to get your toe in the water. Um, After a while, as a subcontractor, once you hit a certain income threshold, they may require you to incorporate, in which case you're going to have to go down the small business advisory route and establish whether it's worth your while or you want to go into that. Subcontracting to another firm is a great learning opportunity for what's out there that you may not be ready to submit yourself as a consultant. And in some cases, like with the pro services, standing offers and standing agreements with the federal government, there are security clearances a firm has to go through before they get on the lists. You may want to subcontract to somebody who's already done that, and at first, before you want to get into doing your own organization security clearances. Some people don't want to subcontract to someone else because obviously their hourly rate is marked up by this organization. So you'd have to decide for yourself, what are the benefits to both parties? Obviously, you doing the work and they mark it up, they earn an income off of you. To you, is there a cash flow or an exposure to an opportunity that you wouldn't otherwise get? So decision making on your own. What would you like me to talk about in future videos? I just thought I'd give a quick little coffee chat insight into my background a little bit. Things that people have asked me about for consulting.
Thanks for watching. Put a comment down below for what you'd like me to touch on maybe in future videos. See you next week.